World events, Step 1 complete, Step 2 get prepared. Greetings and trust you are well. This is, I hope, going to be a quick update, but they usually are not that quick. As usual, nothing is scripted. We have a lot of important developments to cover. First of all, you can see the regions in Ukraine have now become part of Russia. Yesterday there was a large concert held in Moscow at Red Square, and we see now Russia controls these regions. Someone on the channel brought the following to my attention about a previous dream vision. Oftentimes, it is many of you who come back to me mentioning previous dream visions and how they are unfolding. We are all witnesses to these events. It is not as if I know all the answers. I simply put the dream vision, the vision or insight up that has come to me, and then it is simply a waiting game. Sometimes, we wait for months, years, and then sometimes they unfold very fast. Recently many dreams have been fulfilled fast. I do not like it when they are fulfilled too fast. I like to be prepared ahead of time. If they play out too fast, it is as if the significance of them is watered down. The only way to describe it is if you prepared for, say, the Comrades Marathon or some major sporting event, know the chances of you winning it or coming out on top is slim, and then you compete expecting it might take you 5 or 10 attempts to win it. You prepare in advance but know your chances of winning are slim. You go to the tournament and you win it first time, in the first attempt. Now you are bored, you have achieved what you thought would be difficult. Now what else is there to look forward to? It's the same, if the dream visions play out too fast, their significance is greatly diminished and watered down. The past 2 weeks' dream visions fulfilled and played out very fast. The significance was huge since it brought the end of Step 1 Krakshikshon over, and we now move to Step 2, which I will explain later on in this video. As I mentioned in one of the comments, if I have a dream vision and it is clear, crystal clear, then I have a 98% certainty that it will unfold. How it unfolds is up to the Most High. I am not in charge of how they unfold. We are simply viewers. If I have 2 or more dreams about the same event shown at different angles, then I am 100% certain the event will unfold. Again, how it unfolds is not my business, and when, the day, the time, the hour, that is to the Most High, the Almighty, to decide for His purposes, His plans, not mine or yours. I have noticed now the last 4 weeks, the dream visions are speeding up. I have them, within a week or so they take place. I will give some examples. This month I had the dream about quakes in Peru. I do not know anything about this region. When I had the dream vision I did not put it up. This has been the second time I have had a dream vision, not put it up, and within days it takes place. The first was with the Zuma arrest, now with Peru. I did not put up the Peru dream vision because I thought it was so random. I do not know anything about this region or this part of the world and thought it was random. I left the dream vision for a few days, but it kept on playing on my mind. Then by the time I put up the comment it had unfolded. Then I had a dream vision which I will paste the full contents now below, and within a few days, the vision given to me in prayer played out. Praise the Almighty. For those of you who had seen the comment, knew full well days in advance of what was about to take place in Russia. I mentioned there is a special meeting taking place behind closed doors, very important meeting, and here is the full text of what I said. That night while I asleep I had a dream vision. The next morning when I got up I began to pray on it for an answer, and the following played out. If you have been on the channel for a while, if you visit the videos, then you will know all of this. I simply wish to put it up online in video format at reference, and then tie all of this to previous dream visions. Visions and Sina van Rensburg's visions of what he mentioned to show you how close we are. Dream vision and vision from September 17, 2022. On this morning, I am shown a scene. I am looking at Earth. I see the strike on Britain which I have spoken about now for the 3rd time. I am looking at Earth from a distance. I see the Earth and begin to see it ring and vibrate while a white line moves in an anti-clockwise direction around the outer edge of the Earth. While this white line is circling around the edges of the Earth in this anti-clockwise direction, I see the Earth is vibrating all the time as this outer line travels the Earth's circumference. These are shock waves. Then when the white line around the Earth has finished moving in an anti-clockwise direction around the Earth and meets at the 12 o'clock position in the northern hemisphere. Once again I see the same white line now move in a clockwise direction and come full circle where it meets again at the 12 o'clock position in the northern hemisphere. The dream is interpreted while it is being viewed during this dream state. The strike will be of such a nature that the shock waves will be felt first moving in an anti-clockwise direction and then once again move in a clockwise direction. The first shock waves will move towards Greenland, then Canada, down to the US, then from there around the southern hemisphere, then back to the northern hemisphere. Then the second time from the North Pole around Asia, then southern hemisphere back on itself where it meets in the northern hemisphere. While I am watching this white line on the outer circumference of the Earth travel this direction, the Earth moved, vibrated like you see a speaker playing loud bass music. It was vibrating, ringing like a bell as I watched this outer white line move around the Earth in those directions. The entire time as I was watching this white line moving around the Earth was vibrating like a speaker. Such is the nature of the strike. It will be of such a nature that people around the Earth will feel the shock wave and ripple effects of the strike. Once I got up to pray in the morning, I was praying but caught myself about 5 to 8 seconds in during the prayer that I was no longer praying or speaking words but witnessing a scene. I was witnessing a speech in Russian, some parliament. Behind the man speaking, I see what looked like a wrought iron ornament which is very large behind him. This man is speaking from a low platform stage and before me a lot of high-ranking Russian officials all listening. The front row seats had a lot of high-ranking Russian women on the left front row seats. This parliament or room was large but did not seem to have many windows in it from where I saw this speaker. This is a serious meeting taking place since the room was filled with high-ranking key figures and was full. I cannot speak Russian but I understood everything this man said to this committee before him. The gist of it was that Russia will no longer be fighting in Ukraine but will target Western European countries. I see that what the West has done in Ukraine with the recent offense will come to haunt Europe. There was some mention or feeling conveyed about Russia's pride and they now see this as an open declaration of war. And that if the West had not been behind this recent offense the war would have been over and already won. Directly after the speech, I see many missiles pointed to Western Europe and see the war move to the west but from the air. I saw Poland and countries closer to Russia be the target of conventional missiles. Then I am shown a new missile. It does not fly high up in the sky but maybe 40 to 50 stories in the air. It is a missile but does not look like your typical missile. It moved more like a drone but at the speed of some hypersonic missile. The front nose of the missile looks like a drone, which goes flat. It looks like a modern drone but moves at the speed of a missile but does not have wings like a drone. They looked like short fins on the side of the missile. A hypersonic wide glide missile that will be used for countries just out of the range of Russia's enemies on its borders. Usually if I look back on the previous dreams between 6 to 12 months they play out. Which if this dream proves correct and does play out then more than likely from March onwards in 2023 we will see Russia come out and this thing move towards Western Europe. This new war campaign was fought exclusively from the air with missiles. The dream with the earth shaking also comes shortly before the Queen has her funeral and seems to be in line with the first dream vision on the channel and every subsequent dream which points in this direction. Whatever will be used there or against Britain will be so powerful the world will feel the shock waves not just once but twice. Now praise God Almighty, this dream vision played out fast. The day I had these two dream visions is when the quakes hit Peru. So that again is very surreal for me. Think about it, what are the chances that the earthquakes that hit Peru and Mexico happen at the same time I am shown this dream vision? The worrying thing for me is that this month the dream visions I had all played out fast, and then I go back to the timeline dream vision, and we will cover that all shortly. So let's take a step back, let's go to step 1, crack over the dream vision and see once more how this all comes together. Remember, on this channel I put up the visions, the dreams they are speaking from a foresight perspective. Looking forward, and then as the events play out we get a clearer picture until the entire dream vision plays out and is fulfilled. So let's go back to this dream vision. I mentioned, I saw a plane flying over the Baltic regions, a bomb was dropped in this region, then from the plane I saw the pilot, a woman pilot, send a signal to Moscow. Krakshikshanoa step 1 complete. At the time of the vision, I had no idea what the meaning was of this word. I cannot speak Russia, again it took months to figure out the meaning. It is the same meaning in Polish and in Belarusian. Now let's connect the dots. I said in the past, you dear ladies and gentlemen can go back to the videos in the past, read the comments, listen to the videos. It is not as if now I am making this up after the event, we spoke about this before the event, and let the events catch up to the dream to get a clearer picture. Step 1. When Belarus pushed the migrants into Poland, the fences went up. Then Russia entered Ukraine in February 2022, fulfilling the dream visions of the Russian invasion. The night before, I put the comment online that Russia was going to invade. The next day after I put the comment online, they entered Ukraine, fulfilling the Russian tank dream vision, fulfilling the two dream visions about America where the women told me Russia has invaded Europe. Now let this sink in, what just took place with those pipelines in the Baltic Sea. Were they not blown up or destroyed? We see that they were destroyed at the same time that Russia called for the elections in the eastern portion of Ukraine, and we see the special military operation has come to an end. And one thing I forgot to mention in the comments, which has just come to me now while typing this. Did Poland not have a new gas pipeline go live with Norway recently, or one of those Nordic countries? Krakshikshanoa is in Polish and Belarusian. I could not make this up. Sometimes I feel like I am in one dream, a never-ending dream. But the dream visions are online, for you, for the world to see months before they took place. The same day that something was dropped over the ocean or sea in this region, is when those elections were finalizing, when they would join Russia and Poland's pipeline opened. Step 1 is now complete and fulfilled. For those of you who paid attention, this event should not be a surprise. We discussed it a year back that something would take place in this region and the signal would be step 1 complete. Not only did the elections take place in Ukraine, but Russia's special military operation came to an end. The special military operation was part of step 1 complete. Now it is over, and so is step 1 complete. Krakshikshanoa is fulfilled, praise the Almighty. So who destroyed the pipeline? I have no idea. All the signs point to the west, but in the dream vision, the signal goes to Moscow. I have long said there are communists, the elites working both sides in both countries to bring about these events. Russia accuses the West accuses Russia. Who benefits the most? Apparently Germany still has to pay for the gas in any case. We know there are elements in the West who are really waging this war in Ukraine, not so much for Ukraine but against Germany. Germany is the one really getting the spanking without even being party to the conflict. They have been